So, why do you think that hoodoo, conjure hoodoo,
Hmm.
has such a bad name? Because a lot of the Christian practices, like you said, your mother's in the church,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah.
there are people who are Christian, but
Hmm.
also recognize hoodoo
Yes.
or conjure as a part of their religious practices. So, but why do you think that hoodoo has gotten such a bad rep?
In my opinion, I feel like when it comes to Christians, right? And let me go back. Here in the Low Country, our people did both.
Hmm.
They went to church and then they went home and picked that sassafras, passed it out to the village. That's what we're used to. But I feel like, in my opinion, and this is just what I've been getting in myself, because again, I grew up full blown Christian, right? For myself, the fear of hell stagnated me. Make sense? That stagnated me. I don't want to burn. That stagnated me. It also how Hollywood perceives it as a whole bunch of voodoo dolls putting pins in them, breaking people's legs. They fear that thing. In the Low Country, I call this juju territory. We believe in it the most. You know what I'm saying? Creole. I give reverence to Creole culture and New Orleans hoodoo, but a lot of people sleep on South Carolina. And a lot of the spookism from New Orleans is the reason why people won't tap into a lot of what it is. All they can see is what Hollywood puts in their face. The zombies, right? The putting something in somebody's food for them to do what you want them to do. Putting a root on a man to make him love you and he doesn't like you. They associate a lot of the negative aspects with the culture as a whole. Now, don't get me wrong, we see a lot of that. I do. Again, Low Country is juju territory, is root territory, conjure territory, hoodoo territory, right? A lot of people put ego in the driver's seat, right? And even though ego is there to protect us, they put ego in the driver's seat. And that's why when working with conjure or hoodoo, emotional integrity and emotional balance is so important, because a lot of people do negative things out of emotions being flared up and not thinking logically, right? So, in my opinion, it's because of a lot of the spiritualists like myself were feared, or it was just like a misunderstanding. It was looked at it as, even though, don't get me wrong, yourself, myself, anybody who's in the practice, there's always defensive and offensive, right? But it's about, how did my ear describe it to me? I have a gun, you have a gun, right? I have a gun to hunt food for my family, to feed my family, to hunt, but you have a gun and you're killing people. It's how you choose to use that. And that's why in hoodoo and conjure, the line between good and evil is kind of blurred.